let me turn off the AC, even though I'm gonna die. Okay. It is currently 100 degrees Fahrenheit in New York City. That is 37 degrees Celsius. I don't know Fahrenheit. I just know that it sounds really, really hot when you say 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's exactly what it's like today outside. I am drinking iced coffee. I turned off the AC just to film this video, so you're welcome, but I might start sweating. My hair. Let me fix my hair so it looks pretty for y'all. Oh, that looks weird. Wait, I never wear my hair like this. Okay, so hey guys, my name is Gabby if you're new to the channel, and today we're gonna be talking about self-worth and, you know, knowing your self-worth, how to establish self-worth. The biggest example that comes to my mind from my own experience is that for 3 years I've been working as a personal trainer. Now I am in transition. I have freelance clients for video making. I make really cool videos for like local businesses and stuff, and I am in transition. I still have some personal training clients. Having said that, last year I had a lot of personal training clients and I didn't fully establish my cancellation policies. So for a year and a half I had no cancellation policies. Clients would cancel like an hour or 2 hours before, you know, a scheduled workout, and I would be super upset and I would be super annoyed, but I felt like I'm not good enough to have a cancellation policy. And now most trainers in New York, and basically I think all gyms, have a minimum of 24 hours cancellation policies. I don't work for a gym, I work for myself, so I have, you know, I make my own rules, or at that time, I had no rules, so clients would cancel and, you know, I couldn't really charge them for the session because I didn't have a cancellation policy, but also, you know, it would really hurt me because I had a session scheduled and, you know, I would count on it and then it wouldn't happen, but I couldn't really, you know, complain about it because I'm the one who didn't have any policies. And what happened was that I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was like last year, July or August. It was like the beginning of the week, I think it was a Monday, and I was on my way to train a client, and 45 minutes before the session she canceled, and I was already like on the train on my way to the client, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I was so furious, I was so upset. Then 2 days later I had to go train another client. I left my house, I was walking to the subway, and then she canceled again, and I was so upset and so annoyed, and I was like, you know what, I think the universe is telling me, yo, you need some self-worth, you need to set some ground rules, you know, you need to have some policies because it's hurting you, but also you're not establishing your worth, you're not making sure that your time is precious. And because I didn't communicate my self-worth and, you know, that I respect my own time, other people didn't respect my time because I had no respect for my own time. So I talked to my mom about it when it just happened, and she was like, girl, like, you need to have cancellation policies. So then and there I established my cancellation policies, and I remember I drafted the email and I was so terrified to send it out. Now, having said that, I am really close friends with all of my clients, so I didn't think that they were gonna be upset, but it was an internal battle that I was dealing with of like, oh my god, like, can I actually have a cancellation policy? Like, are people gonna be okay with it? My focus wasn't on me and me respecting myself and my time, but I was so worried about what my clients are gonna think. And then I wrote out the email, I sent it out, and I was like, oh my god, I hope it's gonna be okay. And actually all of my clients replied being like, oh, I think that these are great policies, thank you so much for sharing those with me. And now when I schedule my clients, they know that there is a 24-hour cancellation policy. But it took me a year and a half of this trial and error, not even trial and error, just like frustration and, you know, not feeling good enough that I can actually charge someone even when I don't train them. But it's just like, I am running a business, so I have to have some policies and have to have some rules. But also when I am being more professional, and now if, you know, the newer clients that I've gotten, I've immediately sent out my cancellation policies to them. So right from the bat, when we start working, we are both on the same page and we both know the rules and the terms, and we both have respect for each other's time and, you know, energy and our presence. So that was a huge thing for me. And also working with freelance clients, it's such a funny story because I got like my first big freelance client back in, was it March, April? And I also didn't have any like rules policies. And yes, I know a lot of like freelancers are like, oh my God, how did you not have any rules? But I don't know, it was my first client. I again, probably didn't feel good enough to set some ground rules. And it was just a hassle because the amount of like new drafts that I had to do for my work was crazy. I mean, they weren't treating me well. I wasn't being paid on time. And then even when they said we're gonna do one thing, they asked me to do all the extra stuff, and I couldn't really charge them extra because I didn't have like a contract in what am I trying to say? A contract like lined up and written out. And yeah, it was not a great experience, but I learned so much because I had to learn how to stand up for myself. And now I had another meeting a week and a half ago with another potential client, and we talked over the points and what they want me to do. And then I got home and I sent out a quotation with like how much everything cost, with my cancellation policies and all the other edits, how many edits, I can do that's included in the price. And it made me feel really powerful and really in control, because when you respect yourself and when you respect your own time and the energy and the effort that you are putting into your work or your business or anything else, other people are going to see you the same way. When I think about me not having any cancellation policies and me not really respecting my time and my effort and my presence and the preparation that I put into my work, other clients didn't respect that as well. They were like, oh yeah, I guess I can just cancel whenever, because clearly Gabby doesn't have any cancellation policies. So now that I am actually, I have my cancellation policies. When I meet new clients, I sent out a quotation with all my policies and like how everything works, because I want to show up as a professional, but also they are going to, treat me as a professional. That's the thing. When you start to treat yourself as a professional, when you know your self-worth, other people are going to, first of all, feel it energetically, because you really emit the energy. If you are not confident, other people can feel it. If you are confident and you know your worth, other people can feel it as well. So it's such a big and crucial thing. And oh my gosh, I am learning so much. The thing is, like, there are still other areas in which I am scared of like speaking up. A funny thing happened. My mom was in New York 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we went out for burgers, and we ordered burgers because we really wanted burgers. And her burger arrived, but for me, I realized I didn't like understand that it wasn't actually a burger that I ordered, but it was a melt. So it was like a sandwich. It was like on a sandwich bread. And I was so disappointed. And my mom was like, no, like ask them to like change it. Just say that like you didn't understand that it was not a burger, because I was craving a burger. Now I had two choices. Either I stick with the sandwich that I ordered and eat it, and I'm sure it would have been fine. But when you crave a burger and somebody gives you salad, like, are you gonna be happy? No. So I got a sandwich instead of a burger, and I was like, man, like, I don't know how I misread the bread. I didn't understand that it was not a burger. And my mom was like, no, like, ask them to change it. So we called our waiter over, and I explained, I was like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't know that it was not a burger, but I really craved a burger. And she was like, well, yeah, but like, it's written that it's on this bread, which means it's a sandwich. And I was like, I'm sorry, I really missed it, or like, I misread it, I didn't understand it. And she was like, you know what, it's okay, like, I'll order you the burger. So I got my burger, and I felt so good. And it might seem like the silliest thing ever, but the thing is, for me, somebody who is learning how to speak up for myself in my relationships, in my work, like, in restaurants even, as silly as it is, you have to start taking small steps. And those small steps might start with, you ordering a coffee at a coffee shop, and then them giving you a wrong order, and you speaking up for yourself and being like, hey, excuse me, this is not what I ordered. Because before this burger instance, even like a year ago, 2 years ago, if I went out to eat something or I ordered a coffee and somebody gave me the wrong order, even like slightly, I would be like, it's okay, I guess, whatever. I mean, I don't want to make a fuss about it. My problem was that if I speak up, and if somebody, doesn't deliver what I wanted, me speaking up about it and requesting what I actually wanted is like me making a fuss, and I don't want to seem like, very bossy and blah, 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 blah. But that's not the point. Right? That's not the point. Like, if you go to a restaurant and you order something, you would expect them to give you that order. So as silly as it sounds, me even asking for them to change that sandwich into a burger because that's what I wanted was a huge step. And it was so uncomfortable because I'm like, oh my God, how stupid am I gonna look? Because like, I didn't understand what bread it was. I didn't understand that it was a sandwich, but not a burger bird. But that's how you start building your self-worth. And it also ties in, as I said, with me learning how to speak up for myself. So it's all little steps. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Do you have any areas in your life in which you feel a loss of power, or you are not, you know, fully speaking up or standing up for yourself, or you are not knowing your full self-worth. Maybe it's in relationships, you go out and you date guys, and even though you don't fully like them, like you don't want to tell them that, like, you know, I'm actually not really interested because you don't want to seem like a bad person. Or maybe it's at work, you know, if somebody asks you to do something and even though it's not in your line of work, you feel like, oh, I guess I need to do it because I was asked to, even though I'm not really supposed to be doing it. So it all starts with little steps. But the lesson is that we all need to learn our self-worth. We need to know our self-worth. As one of my clients said, know your self-worth and then add tags. She saw this quote somewhere and then she like told me about it and I was like, oh my God, yes. And it was right before I was drafting up this like new letter for a client, and she was like, girl, like you need to know your self-worth and then add tags, because when you know your self-worth, other people are going to know it too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it resonated with you. As I said, look into areas in your life and see where you could up your self-worth, where you know, need to stand up or speak up for yourself a little bit more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what spoke to you, or where could you apply these principles. I really would appreciate that. I'm so curious about it and I want to connect with you more. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel because it really supports it, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you Let me do that again. And make sure to give this video, I can't talk. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.